Yo, what is poppin'? People, your boy Snacks is back in the building with another banger. You know how we do before we get started. We like to give a big shout out to our main channel subscribers and our channel members, plus the people who sit down and watch the video, you, the viewer, who take the time out to watch this video. But while you're here, do us a solid, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to turn your post notification bell on. And do not forget to hype your boy up, hit that star down there. You know what I'm talking about? And you know we can't start a video without giving a shout out to the beautiful ladies. Look at those eyes. The beautiful ladies. Wonderful. See you aunties who are always when you see them in the building, show them some love. You know what I'm talking about. But let's talk about this situation. You know, the Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders situation. Word around town is that it's time to replace Dylan Gabriel with Shedeur Sanders. But the conversation is now that ain't nobody even talking about it. The players ain't mentioning it. There ain't nobody screaming for Shedeur Sanders but the fans. But is that the truth? I don't know. I think we better dive into it, though. You ready? Let's go. As we know, Kevin Stefanski is stuck in Dylan Gabriel mode. He has, as of today, still refused to put Shedeur Sanders in a game. Let him touch the field. Let him plant his Nike cleat on his back foot and throw one of those beautiful passes down the field to Jerry Jeudy. Right now, we stuck with Lil Dylan. And like I said yesterday, we don't know if it'll be game 6 or game 7. But what are we doing?
They tell you the truth, or whether they just say nothing, then you have to look at, okay, what's happening? And so they can say Dylan's made. I mean, Dylan's really grown. Show me it. Because he just went up against one of the 5 worst defenses in the NFL, and I believe he had about 150 yards passing, and his situational football was crap.
Well, so the other response to this then would be, well, Shedeur must look really bad then. If Dylan looks this bad, then Shedeur must look really, really bad, and that's what the players are hiding. And this is where I'd go back to the idea of, in what reps are players even seeing that he's looking bad?
Yeah.
Like, where's the evidence that any of these players get to watch him do anything in these practices outside of basically just sitting back of Dylan Gabriel? Because that's, again, 100% of the reps go to Dylan Gabriel. So where are they seeing this bad Shedeur Sanders?
And that's the question. Where have you seen this bad Shedeur Sanders? What are we still talking about? He's not ready. And that's been everybody's mantra that has an answer for why Shedeur Sanders has not played the field, has not touched the field this season. Everybody's excuse is he's not ready. But who determines that? How do we know? Has anybody seen practice? No. But Sports Boy Tony asked the same question. When the players gonna start complaining?
D. Podesta's gone, if there's going to be a power struggle, if guys are going to start heading for the hills, right? If all that was going on behind the scenes in an irrelevant season in which they're not going to win games, how in the world are we not hearing from people that Shedeur is really good and the Browns are botching
I don't know. I don't know.
Wouldn't we be hearing that from somebody?
I think you would.
Defense, too.
Well, wait a minute. What about Mary Kay? Doesn't Mary Kay say he's good every time he comes on? Or every time she comes on?
Yeah, but she also says Deshaun Watson is making big strides and is going to be ready.
Are they both making big strides?
I am not hearing that the Browns are making some egregious mistake by playing the guy that has some of the worst numbers in the NFL and has some of the laugh out loud, hilarious low light moments that we've seen at the early stages of a football career. I am not hearing that they're playing the wrong guy. We haven't heard it. Haven't seen it leaked. Haven't heard anybody on a podcast. These guys all have a way to get their message out. If it was so obvious, Albert Breer and Zach Jackson always say the same thing. Hold on, listen to me for a second. Stop looking for a cut sheet and listen to me. I have not heard, wouldn't you think that the guys that say you can't lie to a locker room, You cannot trot out the wrong guy because a locker room will revolt. Where's the revolt? Where is it? Guys are still playing hard last week. Guys are almost playing too hard where they're jumping off sides at the end of a game. Where is it? Where's the give up that, oh my God, there's going to be a mutiny in the locker room, in the building because they're playing the wrong guy? Because it doesn't seem like anybody thinks they're playing the wrong guy. It just doesn't seem that way. And the guy we're seeing is horrible. The guy we're seeing is getting humiliated day in and day out on social media. Almost to a cruel level.
But let me tell you this. If that's the case, then I can't do another one of these things. If this is the way it is, then I don't care. Put Bailey Zappi in there. Fine. If Shedeur is not ready, I can't stomach another week of this. You can't. Well, he's in there before he's ready to play. Clearly, he's in there before he was ready to play. I was wrong. I thought that they were at the end of it with Joe Flacco. The offense sucks. The players around him, I think they try. I don't think that it's the right type of players around him anymore. Some of them have gotten too old. Some of them, it just doesn't matter. That's an Andrew Berry thing now. You got rid of Joe Flacco, so it's not like you can put Joe back out there and then maybe give Dillon Gabriel a breather. So if you don't want to go directly to Shedeur, fine. Put Bailey Zappi out there and give Dillon a breather. Because this is bad. There is such a thing as, well, you're going to give him all this time. There's such a thing as, you want to talk about ruining a guy, you could ruin his experience. You could ruin his play.
Yeah. What's going on, Kevin Stefanski? Why isn't Shedeur on the field? Why are you so stuck on Dillon Gabriel? Is it that Kevin Stefanski just doesn't like Shedeur Sanders? Or is there a revolt? Are the players really crying for Shedeur Sanders? Do the players really want to play with Shedeur Sanders? Our resident guy, Garrett Bush of UCSS, G. Bush of the BOMBSHELL, dropped one yesterday, live on air. He said, hey, I don't know what y'all talking about. I keep telling y'all that these players want to play with Shedeur. They just not trying to upset the locker room. They not getting rowdy in public. But they hitting me up. They hitting other people up. You just ain't heard it yet.
It's this talking point got to die too.
What's that?
The whole, if somebody would have saw him play and the players would have seen him, somebody would have been saying something. Name me the last player that jumped on record when a reporter said, hey, what do you think about the quarterback?
Well, not on record. Nobody's going to say something on record. Well, guys could be saying something off the record.
Hey, listen, I don't know how many, maybe I got to just stand. Do I got to do backflips off this table?
Yes.
Because I done told you multiple times on this show.
Yes.
I said my phone went off the hook last week. I don't even know these folks. They're like, listen, we tired of seeing this. We're tired.
Players?
Yes.
Okay.
We're tired. And by the way, I keep trying to, these ain't no special teamers. You do the math. It ain't special teams dudes running down on kickoff.
I hear you. So, yeah, I don't.
So here's the thing. The reality of the situation is, it ain't up to the players to decide who it is. The decision is on Kevin Stefanski to play the guy who gives you an opportunity to do something. And we've obviously seen that he's not the dude. We've seen it. But we have to sit here and pretend. Why are we pretending?
Are we?
Yeah, no, we're not pretending. We're not pretending. Some people are pretending.
Yeah, some people are.
Some people still pretending. But no, I'm talking about.
Here is.
I'm talking about in a bigger picture.
I think it's a small percentage of people that are pretending at this point.
Look,
G. Bush say he getting hit up every week by these players. They ready to play with Shedeur. But they're not causing a revolt in the locker room. They're not upsetting the balance of what they already have. Because there's a lot of players in that locker room that are still trying to win, regardless of who's behind center. If it's him, little Dillon, they just waiting on Shedeur. And like we said, we might be a week or two out. But just like yesterday, it's being understood that the coaches are split. Some want to play Shedeur, and some want to stick with Dillon. We know who the some are that want to stick with Dillon. I surmise that most of the coaches and the players in that locker room want to play with Shedeur Sanders. He was graded better than Dillon coming out of college. We've seen it. It's time for the world to see it.
What they say. And listen to them talk about how Dillon is progressing and how good Dillon's looked and he's a young quarterback and this, that, and the other. And then I want you to put it up against what you see. And then you have to take that and then put it over with what's being reported or not reported about Shedeur.
Meanwhile, on top of this, Nick, again, because Shedeur is clearly so far, he says sarcastically, so far away from ever being able to see a football field.
He's making his sarcastic face.
These are my sarcastic hands. These are my sarcastic face. But he's so far away from seeing the field. Yet he's the backup quarterback. So he's like he's so incompetent and so far away from being the guy that you could trust to actually start a game. But if Dillon Gabriel, I don't know, stubs his great toe, guess who's in that game though? It's then Shedeur Sanders. So like tell me what's real. Is he so far away and is so whatever, but you still trust him to be the backup quarterback and one play away at all time? You see how maddening this gets?
Yeah, and can we also say
makes no sense?
Yeah. We see how maddening it is. We see how outrageous it is. We understand that they have an agenda. But at some point, it all must end. It all must stop. Balance must be achieved. And right now, the locker room is out of sync. They are in the great divide. Things are not going the way that they should be. And like I said, Sunday is, for me, is the interception game. Because there will be some, and more than one. There will be a few. Because this Ravens team is not the Ravens team you played at the first of the season. This is a different Ravens team. This is a hungrier Ravens team because Lamar Jackson has been out for a few weeks. And this week, they're out for blood. And Dillon Gabriel, your head is on the chopping block. G. Bush is giving you notice that the players want to play with Shedeur. The fans are giving the owner notice because they're not showing up to the games. And Sunday, if you look up in their stadium and you see a ton of empty seats, and if the fans that are in attendance are screaming boo, that lets you know it's time for some changes. You have had ample time to do it yourself. Sooner or later, those changes will be forced. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop your comments in the comment section. You know what I'm saying? Do your boy a solid, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let's discuss this down there in the comment section. Let me know what you think. What's going to happen on Sunday? If the Browns get blown out on Sunday, will the players openly start speaking to the media asking for a change? Y'all let me know. I'm just here to report what's happening, what's going on. I'm gonna holler at y'all. Y'all have a beautiful, beautiful day. We out of here. Peace out.